Network presents New York Yankees baseball tonight. It's the New York Yankees against the Houston Astros in the middle game of a three-game set from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball along with Ken Singleton. I'm Michael Kay. Yankees won last night 2-1 the first game of this three-game set, and really it inches them really up in the standings, in the wild card standings. And we'll take a look at the standings presented by Mazda Driving Matters. With the win, the Yankees are 3 behind the Astros. This is the way the wild card shapes up now. Red Sox have the first, the Blue Jays the second, Astros a game and a half back, Tigers 4 back, and the Yankees 4.5 back. And there's a lot of discussion right now, Kenny, about buying or selling after the Yankees traded Chapman. Bottom line, when you're 4.5 games out of a playoff spot, it's not an easy decision to give up on a season when there are 63 games remaining.
That's very true, and in fact, things can change very quickly. The Yankees, if they win these next 2 games against the Astros, starting, of course, with tonight's game, they will gain on a team that's in front of them in the wild card situation. Also, you saw the Blue Jays and the Red Sox in the mix for the wild card. The Yankees play plenty of games against these 2 teams in the second half of the season, as well as a team that's leading the division, the Baltimore Orioles.
Nobody's saying that they're going to do it, but certainly the chance is there. Tonight's pitching matchup brought to you by People's United Bank N.A. See what know-how can do for you. Doug Fister will get the start for the Astros. And for the Yankees, it's CC Sabathia. Kenny hasn't won that much of late, but he has not pitched as poorly as his numbers would indicate.
Well, that's very true. He's winless in his last 6 starts, including the last one against the Baltimore Orioles at the stadium. This turned out to be the only game of the 4-game series that the Orioles won. It was a tight ball game until CC gave up this hit to Jonathan Scope. Orioles scored 2 more runs. They increased their lead, and they went on to win that ball game against the Yankees. CC's numbers, well, maybe not indicative of the way he pitched during the course of the game. Now,
last night's game was a new era for the Yankees because without Chapman, Betances came on to pitch the 8th, and then Andrew Miller came on to get the save in the 9th. It's now a big 2. Meredith Maragovitz comes back and breaks it down for us right here on Yes.
17-9 in 1-run games, second best in the majors behind the Texas Rangers. A big reason why the way the bullpen has performed. Last night it was Dellin Betances and Andrew Miller who got the job done. Betances struck out all 3 batters he faced, while Miller picked up his 8th save of the season. But it wasn't just last night, it is the job those guys have done all season long, regardless of the role. Big reason why a post-Chapman bullpen still looks pretty good.
Try to do a good job all year, just focusing on the task at hand, whatever inning, whatever the role is. Obviously, we'll miss Araldis, but I think for me, I'm just focused on the batter in the box when I'm out on the mound.
Do you think you have enough in the bullpen to continue the success that you've had all season long?
I do. I think we've got a lot of talented arms out there. I think they're going to need to grow and get better. It's a lot of young guys, and I think now's the opportunity for them, and hopefully they step up to it.
As expected, Adam Warren is here in Texas. He's available out of the pen this evening. Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network when we get back. Doug Fister gets the ball, Michael Kay with the call. He'll be joined by Ken Singleton after the break.
Brett Gardner leads off. He'll play left, batting second and playing center. Jacoby Ellsbury. Carlos Beltran DHs again. He'll hit third. Brian McCann will catch. He's going to clean up. Good numbers against the Astros in 12 games lifetime. Mark Teixeira at first will bat 5th, batting 6th, playing shortstop D.D. Gregorius. Starlin Castro at second will bat 7th, batting 8th, playing third base Chase Headley, and Aaron Hicks is in right field, and he will bat 9th.
And for the Houston Astros tonight, in the middle game of this 3-game series, 32-year-old veteran right-hander Doug Fister is on the mound. You can see he's made 19 starts. He's having a good year. 10-6 with a 3.42 ERA. Let's check out the pitcher scouting report brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. Sweet 16. He's made 19 starts. In 16 of them, he's allowed 3 runs or less. He's been very, very stingy. Only 4 other pitchers in the league can say that. Danny Salazar, Aaron Sanchez, Justin Verlander, and Jay Happ. And right-handed batters, you can see they're not doing much against him. 193. His best pitch is a sharp curveball. He's not a hard thrower. His fastball up around 88, maybe 90 at times.
So the home plate umpire, Mike Estabrook, is holding things up. He's pointing to something happening in center field. They're all looking back there right now. And now the second base umpire said, okay, now you can go. So Brett Gardner about to dig into the left-handed batter's box. We're about to start game 2 of this 3-game set. Gardner's ready. Fister is ready. And let's do it. here in Houston. First pitch is lined to left field. Coming on is Marisnick, and he makes the play for the first out. Let's take a look at the Astros defense, which is presented by Geico. Marisnick in left, he saved 10 defensive runs so far this year in limited time out there. Gomez in center, Springer over and right. In the infield, Valbuena is at third. He played first base yesterday. Correa at short, Altuve at second. Marwin Gonzalez gets to start at first. Evan Gattis behind the plate. And Kenny told you all about Doug Fister on the mound. There's Jacoby Ellsbury, and there's a strike.
Yeah, when Gardner swings at the first pitch, it only behooves Ellsbury to take the first one.
Ellsbury hitless in his last 11 at bats. It's average at .264. Swing and a miss on the change.
Ellsbury's gone a little chilly. As Michael said, he's 6 for his last 41. Prior to that, he was one of the hottest Yankees on the field.
And when your 1 and 2 hitters are hovering around 260, it's not a great sign for your offense. Neither have had the season that the Yankees expected. That's grounded up the middle. And there's 2 away.
That was Valbuena making the play for the second out. And Valbuena last night, we saw him at first base.
Did a nice job.
Yeah, hanging out on the corners. Just crosses the street, goes over to third.
There's Carlos Beltran. A couple of hits and 4 at bats last night. And Fister starts him with a strike. Fister works quickly. And you see the 3 infielders on the right side for Beltran. The Astros are at the forefront of the analytical revolution, and they shift as much, if not more, than any team. And they have drastic shifts as well. The Yankees are right up there with them.
Fastball at 88. Fister has a very good control of his curveball. He throw it for strikes. He can throw it out of the strike zone when he wants to.
Strike 3. Beltran down looking. So the Yankees go down in order against the veteran right-hander. Yankees nothing. And the Astros coming to bat. We'll take a look at the Astros starting lineup. George Springer led off the game yesterday with a home run against Pineda, and that was the only run the Astros scored. He leads off again tonight. Marwin Gonzalez at first will bat second. Batting third, playing second base, Jose Altuve leads major leagues in hitting at .359. Carlos Correa at shortstop will clean up. Batting fifth and catching, Evan Gattis. Alex Bregman, the rookie, hitless yesterday, played third base very well. Today he DHs, he'll bat sixth. Batting seventh and playing third today, Luis Valbuena. Carlos Gomez hit into game-ending double play yesterday. Who's in center field batting eighth and batting ninth and playing left field, Jake Marisnick.
CC Sabathia 1-1 in his career against the Houston Astros. Just turned 36 during his last start at Yankee Stadium. And there are the numbers on the year. Check out the pitcher scouting report brought to you by your Honda dealers. Got to turn it around. He hasn't had a win since June 16th. That's over 6 starts. 4 of his 5 wins this year are on the road. And in his 5 wins, he hasn't given up a home run. And by far, he's given up the fewest home runs of any Yankee starter, only 7 this year.
So here's George Springer, 22 home runs and 60 runs batted in. He's trying for 23 right there. Big swing and a miss.
Well, by this time last night, the Astros had a 1-0 lead. Springer hit the first pitch into the seats.
The ascension of the Astros directly related to when they moved Springer to the top of the order. That one he rips to center field, but right there is Ellsbury for the first out. Let's check out the Yankees defense, which is presented by Geico. We've seen Ellsbury in center, so we start there. In left, it's Gardner. In right, it's Hicks. In the infield, you've got Headley, Gregorius, Castro, and Teixeira. That's third to first. McCann behind the plate. Romine had a big night last night, driving in the winning run. And Karsten Charles Sabathia is on the mound. Yankees didn't do that much against Keuchel, but beating Keuchel was a big deal. And this series is a big deal. The Astros, one of the teams in front of them. And the Yankees haven't gained an inordinate amount of ground in the hot streak that started really before the All-Star break, but they've jumped over people. So it was like 5 or 6 teams that had to jump over for the second wild card. Now there's 3 that had to jump over, and the Tigers are essentially tied with them. And you also mentioned, Kenny, the Yankees have plenty of games remaining with everybody in front of them.
Yeah, they do.
All right, since July 9th, the Yankees and the Orioles have the best record. That's why they haven't gained much on the Orioles, but 3 of the Oriole losses against the Yankees. Red Sox 8-4, Cardinals 8-4, and then the Dodgers. 0-2 on Marwin Gonzalez.
A little touch and go whether Gonzalez be ready to play tonight. He sprained an ankle in the recent series against the Angels, running out a ground ball to first base. But he's back in there. Versatile player, can play all the infield positions, probably some of the outfield, and he's a switch hitter. So he's a good player to have on your team.
That one is driven to left field and deep. Is it high enough? It is. See ya. A home run for Gonzalez, and the Astros lead 1-0.
Well, last night it was the first hitter that put the Astros in the lead. Tonight it's the second batter in the order, Marwin Gonzalez. So it's his 9th home run of the year. We'll take a look to see what the pitch is. CeCe was ahead on the count. This one didn't get in far enough. McCann wanted it maybe in and even off the plate because he was ahead on the count. Got neither of those. Gonzalez gets the bat to it. He knows it's gone as soon as he touches it off.
Here's Altuve. Pitch outside, 1-0. Boy, Altuve was really upset in the 9th inning yesterday on a check swing call and then a strike 2 and a strike 3 call. That could have meant the difference in the game.
We kind of agreed with him, though.
That was in the night. It was the 8th. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Betances, yes.
But still, we kind of agreed with him. There's Dana DeMuth, who was behind the plate last night. Tonight, over at third. Altuve won't be sending him any Christmas cards.
Two and one. So Altuve hitting .359. He has a 10-game hitting streak. And during that time, he's 21 for 41.
You know, one thing that's changed this year about Altuve, now they've dropped him down in the order. Now he's batting third. At the beginning of the year, he was batting first, as he had been for the last number of years here in Houston. But he's added more power to his game. He's got 17 home runs this year, which is a career high.
Strike 3, Altuve down looking. Well, let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. 79 degrees, humidity 83%, wind is 2 miles per hour. Is it only 79 outside? There was a heavy rain today, so it possibly cooled it down, and the roof is still closed. About 72 to 74 inside. I'm surprised at 79, yeah, Kenny, that they don't open the roof, but
yeah, well,
I don't think they ever open the roof.
You know, there might be some thunderstorms in the area. There were all afternoon.
Here is Correa. Pitch low, 1-0. So 1-0 Astros on Gonzalez's long home run over the Crawford boxes in left. Strike.
Now they're called the Crawford boxes because what is it, Crawford Street beyond?
I believe so.
Yeah, just on the outside of the stadium here, Minute Maid Park.
Swing and a miss. The veteran lefty deals outside.
Correa, just one of several #1 draft picks that the Astros have in their lineup tonight. Springer, 2011. Very next year, Correa. Here's Bregman, who's last year he was a #1 pick. He's in the big leagues already.
3-2 on the Astros shortstop. Cleanup hitter in their lineup. Yankees don't shift drastically for Correa. Short, Castro's up the middle, and you see Teixeira off the line, but two infielders on each side of the infield. And a walk to Correa with 2 outs.
That time CC tried to get it in. He wasn't going to leave it out over the plate. It was all going to be corner or nothing, and he walks Correa.
There's Evan Gattis, 220 hitter, but in his 24 starts behind the plate, hitting .303. Actually sent him down to the minors to reacclimate himself to catching.
Yeah, this is his 23rd start as a catcher. He's had 44 games as a DH.
Gattis standing in front of McCann, former teammates with the Braves and friends as well.
Now, I think there was a game either here last year or at Yankee Stadium early in the year. McCann went out to talk to the pitcher, and when he came back with Gattis at the plate, Gattis asked him, "What'd you tell him?"
1-2.
Gattis didn't think that was a strike. Go back to Gattis's days of his younger days of playing baseball. He had a teammate who turned out to be pretty famous on his travel team, Clayton Kershaw.
Swing and a miss. And Gattis down on strikes. Astros 1 run on 1 hit. And 1 man left. Off the bat of Marwin Gonzalez. He crushed it. For Gonzalez, his 9th home run of the year. For the Astros, a 1-0 lead. F4 Hybrid is the official hybrid vehicle of the Yankees. We asked, what kind of impact do you think Melvin Upton Jr. will have on the Blue Jays this season? They just acquired him from the Padres. And It's Gerardo says his power. He has potential to hit another 10 to 15 home runs in a hitter-friendly ballpark. Follow Yes Network and tweet us your responses using hashtag #YankeesRav4 Hybrid to keep the conversation going. And had a renaissance season. He's seen lost the last couple of years, but they got him for Hansel Rodriguez, 256, 16 homers and 45 ribbies. He could steal bases as well. And he was owed $22 million on his deal, Kenny. And the Padres were so anxious to get rid of him, they're picking up $17 million of it. And McCann lines one to right field for a base hit to start the 2nd inning.
And the thing about it, they're probably, what I understand, they're going to platoon him in left field with Michael Saunders, who's a left-handed hitter. And they're probably going to use him in right field when they give Jose Bautista a day as a designated hitter. But here's something that you think about. Bautista might not be there next year.
Right.
So, because he can be a free agent. And maybe Upton takes over in right field next year.
Bautista can be a free agent, and Encarnacion can be a free agent. And the prevailing thought is they are not giving them the money that they want. Bautista says he's looking for $30 million a year, and he's up there in years as well.
Yeah, well.
Teixeira rips one into the gap in left center field. It's a base hit, splits the outfielders, and it goes to the wall. McCann will stop at third. It's a double for Teixeira, and the Yankees have runners on 2nd and 3rd, and nobody out.
Both line drive hits. McCann to right field, and Teixeira splits the gap in left center. Now, Teixeira's hit 6 home runs since coming off the DL on June the 25th, but he needs more hits of this variety: the doubles, the singles that move base runners around. As you can see, the center fielder Carlos Gomez gets it back in, but the Yankees are in business here. They're in a situation where a ground ball to short of second should tie the game.
Honda League leaders, and it's most extra base hits by American League shortstops this year. Correa has 41, and the man at the plate, Didi, has 33. And he fouls that one back. Didi at 296, 11 homers and 42 ribbies. They're in at third, about even with the bag at first. Remember, McCann does not have great speed at third, but they're back at short and second. As Kenny said, a ground ball should tie the game, but they're looking bigger than that. If you do hit a ground ball, you want to hit it to the right side. There's a fly ball, left field, deep enough to get in McCann. Marisnik makes the catch. Here comes McCann. The relay is not in time, and it's a sac fly for Gregorius, and the Yankees have tied the score.
Well, a lot of these Astro outfielders have a number of assists, and one thing you have to remember about this ballpark, the fences aren't that far away, so they're not as deep as they would be playing in other ballparks. Marisnik is a very good defensive outfielder, and he makes the throw right on the money to Carrera, who decides to come home with it. McCann slides into his buddy, knocks the ball away, and scores a tying run of the game. He's lucky he didn't get his hand stepped on, and the Yankees have tied it up at 1.
And Castro rips one through the left side of the infield for a base hit. Teixeira had to hold up to see if it got through, so he advances to third. 3 hits in the inning for the Yankees. First and third, 1 man out. It's a 1-1 game.
Castro didn't waste any time. Looked like the ball hung in the middle of the plate. He just ripped it right through the hole. The Yankees have hit several balls hard this inning. Even the ball that Didi Gregorius hit went to the warning track in left field.
Astros looking for the double play. Here's Headley. And the pitch by Pfister is a strike on the outside corner. Pfister does not throw that hard. He's all about changing speeds, keeping you off balance. Teixeira's at third. Castro's at first. 1 run in. Oh, 0-2. Bottom 5 fastball velocity average. You've got R.A. Dickey and Stephen Wright. They happen to be knuckleballers. Jared Weaver's 83.6 and Pfister 86.8 with the Indians. Josh Tomlin 87.7. Line drive, a base hit to center field for Headley. That scores Teixeira. Stopping at second is Castro. It's an RBI single for Headley, and the Yankees lead 2-1.
Headley had a couple of hits here last night. That was his 20th multi-hit game of the season. He's halfway there tonight with a single here that drives in a run. In fact, Headley's done a better job of hitting for average on the road this year. He came into tonight at 286 on the road, but 7 of his 9 home runs were at Yankee Stadium. So he picks up an RBI, puts the Yankees in the lead.
32nd ribby for Headley. And here's Aaron Hicks with runners on first and second. Still 1 out. Hicks has 3 hits in his last 31 at-bats. He's batting 9th and playing right. 191, 3 homers, 17 runs batted in. So 4 hits this inning so far against Pfister. 1-1. One and two. All year in terms of runs, the second inning has been the Yankees' most productive. 2 runs in already. First inning, not so much. And that used to be their big inning.
Fister put him in the spin cycle.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. First and second.
A.J. Hinch in his second year managing this team, and he and his staff have done a very good job getting the Astros back in the race in the Western Division, because they were buried early in the season.
Swing and a miss. Hicks down on the chains, 2 away.
Second strikeout for Fister. Yeah, slow curveball. He took a lot off of that one. Told you he can throw it at various speeds, and he gets a strikeout of Hicks.
That's going to bring up Gardner. Gardner swung at the first pitch, hit a fly ball to left field to start off the first inning. Castro's at second, Headley's at first. Slow breaking ball for a strike, 71 miles an hour.
And tantalizing curveball. That's his best heat, 88. Remember, Fister has only given up 3 runs or less.
He goes around.
In 16 of his 19 starts, so he's already given up 2 in this game. Does Gardner go? Yeah, he made a pass at it.
Two and 2 now. And Gaddis has a quick conference with Fister. Fister threw 9 pitches in the first inning. This will be his 22nd here in the second. And now the count is full. That gives the base runners a little bit of an advantage as they will take off on the pitch. 3-2 and 2 ups.
Yeah, that's true, because all 3 outfield arms are very good ones.
Runners go. And that one's grounded foul. They'll do it again.
Came in with another slow curveball.
This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Runners go. And the 3-2 is up and in. That loads the bases for Jacoby Ellsbury.
Fister was trying to pick off the inside corner after all that slow stuff with his best fastball. And his control hasn't been as good as it usually is either in this inning. I mean, he's missing his spots. The Yankees are hitting the ball hard. He tried to make a 2-seam fastball dart back over the plate, but it was up and in for ball 4. Here's where he can make something happen. He's in the corner now. He has to throw strikes.
And there is a strike. Ellsbury's 0 for 5 in the series. He is yet to get the ball out of the infield. Strike 2. So Pfister quickly ahead in the count, 0-2. And the pitch. Up and away. 1-2. With the shift on, Ellsbury grounded up the middle. It was fielded by Valbuena. That was in the first inning. Big spot here in the second. Yankees could really give Sabathia some breathing room. They lead 2-1 right now. Bases loaded with 2 men out. Foul back.
That was Pfister's best fastball of the night. That one touched 90. And Pfister's the type of pitcher, he's not going to embarrass you by blowing you away. But, you know, after you take the 0 for 4, you're sitting in the clubhouse thinking, how did that happen? I saw a lot of good pitches to hit. The thing about it, he'll let you hit it. He doesn't want you to hit it hard.
Ellsbury just got a piece.
And we saw a shot of CeCe in the dugout there. He's kind of fallen into that category as well. In fact, I think CeCe has the softest contact in the league. Soft contact. There's stats for that now.
All right, so the count 2-2 now on Ellsbury. Pfister tried to do the same thing with him as he did with Gardner. There's the lowest exit velocity in the American League, and CeCe 85.8%. Fly ball, shallow center. Correa is there, waving everybody off, puts it away. But the Yankees did have the bats come alive after going down 1-2-3 in the first inning. McCann, Teixeira, Headley, the whole gang. It's 2-1, but they did leave the bases loaded. Brought to you by Mohegan Sun. Unlimited possibilities await you at Mohegan Sun. Plan your trip at MoheganSun.com.
Well, the running Astros, they lead the American League in stolen bases. They have several guys get on, particularly Altuve. They're going to go. Pitching and defense. Their pitching has allowed the second fewest hits, only by a couple to the Cleveland Indians. Their defense, they're tied with the Blue Jays for the fewest errors. And the last one was trouble with the Rangers. That's the difference between them being in first place and being second in the West. They are 1-9 against the Texas Rangers. They have really struggled against their neighbors to the north.
And one of the reasons they're able to still be close to them, Kenny, they're 11-0 against the Angels.
Yeah.
11-1.
Yeah.
But they've won 11 in a row.
Yeah, against the Angels.
Here's a 2-0 to Bregman.
And it's kind of coincided when the Rangers went on a cold streak, the Astros got hot. And they took a lot of numbers off of that lead. At one time they were 11 games behind the Rangers, now only 3.5.
And they've allowed Seattle back into the race. CeCe barehands it to get Bregman for the first out.
CeCe goes after this one like it's the last biscuit in the basket, and he comes up with it. Gonna make the throw to first. Somebody pass the butter. Here it comes. And he's got it. Makes a nice play on Berkman, who's looking for his first hit.
In his major league debut last night, Bregman left 6 runners on base. Here's Valbuena. He had 3 hits last night, his 9th 3-hit game of the year. Got something in your eye?
Can you see this? Oh, man.
You know, we're joking, but pitchers don't like to have that happen to them.
And it's not as tough as it used to be. I heard a story about Bob Gibson. Some hitter came up there and was just digging his back foot in, kept digging it in, and Gibson yelled at him, "Dig it a little deeper." He was not somebody to mess with.
I just don't think a pitcher can get away with that anymore.
No, well, I don't know if he did it. Oh, almost a second bare hand.
There's a bare hand. And falling down. The throw gets by Teixeira, but still down is Valbuena.
Oh, no.
And Teixeira will step on first. We'll see if Valbuena's okay. He's grabbing his calf with the back of his knee.
Oh, my goodness. You can see him taking deep breaths. I thought he just stumbled, but it looks as though it's a lot worse than that. He's holding the back of his knee, Michael, is it?
Looks like that.
We'll take another look. Coming out of the box here. Something gave way. And he goes down in a heap. About halfway to first base. In his haste to beat that out. And he's walking off very slowly right now. So Valbuena will be leaving the game.
Because of Valbuena's misfortune, the Yankees catch a bit of a break because Didi threw that past Teixeira. And because Valbuena was down on the ground, Teixeira was able to get the carom off the fence in front of the Astro dugout and just touch first.
Now A.J. Hinch only has a 3-man bench. And none of them are infielders. They might have to lose the DH, make Bregman play third base again. Maybe they can maneuver some other way with their players on the field.
It's also hard, Kenny, to lose a DH when you only have a 3-man bench. Because you're going to have to pinch hit for the pitcher at some point. They have 3 left-handed hitters on their bench. Castro, the backup catcher. You have Rasmus and Preston Tucker. The 1-2. 2-2. Missed outside. 3-2. on Carlos Gomez. Swing and a miss. Gomez down on strikes. So CeCe works a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the third. Yankees lead this one 2-1. It's fifth for the Yankees' first ever Star Wars night. There'll be a special Star Wars theme throughout the night and appearances by some of your favorite Star Wars characters. In addition, the first 18,000 guests in attendance are going to receive a special R2-D2 Yankees knit cap. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or you can call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. So Marwin Gonzalez moves from first to third, and Jason Castro takes over at first to replace the injured Valbuena at third. And that one's ripped foul by Carlos Beltran.
Had a nice talk with Carlos Beltran before the game about when and how he became a switch hitter. And he said it happened in the minor leagues when he was in the Kansas City organization, and it was Kevin Long, who is now the Mets hitting coach and had been the Yankees hitting coach, who converted him to a left-handed hitter to go along with his right-handed hitter. He became a switch hitter in the minor leagues with Kansas City. He said it took a good year and a half before he felt comfortable hitting left-handed. But certainly it has paid off in his career, one of the top switch hitters of all time. And he said at the All-Star game this year in San Diego, of course, Kevin Long was there with the Mets contingent.
That one is ripped to right field, a base hit for Beltran. He has become a hitting machine.
And he said when he was coming up to hit, he looked over towards the National League dugout, and of course he was showing Kevin Long his position as a left-handed hitter, and he pointed over to him and then touched his heart.
Really?
Yeah. So he's the one who is he's the one who turned Beltran into well, what turned out to be one of the greatest switch hitters of all time.
There's Brian McCann. Now we showed you the changes before the inning started. That's Castro at first base, and it's his first appearance at a position in his career other than catcher.
Whoa. You think he feels comfortable with McCann at the plate?
No.
Yeah, he don't want any rockets hitting his direction right now.
That one's in the seats on the left side. McCann started the second inning with a single. Came around the score. It's 2-1 Yankees. We're in the third. Middle game of this three-game set.
Yeah, it looks like he's got to work on his conversational skills. You don't get to do that when you're catching.
Fly ball to left field. Marisnik makes the play. Now, the Yankees could take advantage of it, especially with the speed at the top. Two left-handed batters. You can lay down bunts that way and really test out Castro. We'll see if it plays a role as this game moves along. Teixeira takes outside. Teixeira had a double to left center in the second inning.
To me, that's a very good sign that he's taking the outside pitch the other way, because instead of rolling it over and hitting it on the ground to second to Altuve trying to pull the ball, that was a solid line drive to left center.
Two and one on Teixeira. With the double, Teixeira also scored later on in the inning. The Yankees' second run. That's the difference in the game right now. And that one gets away from Gaddis. And Beltran will jog to second. So Beltran now in scoring position.
Looked like one of those. Looked like a changeup.
Tell you why. A tough official scorer could give him a pass ball because he could have pushed his glove out a bit and made the catch.
Yeah, maybe.
But it is scored the wild pitch.
Yeah, because it actually hit the dirt.
Three infielders on the left side for Teixeira.
The Yankees have the pitch count up to 57 already.
Kenny, 5 of the last 6 batters have had at least 7 pitch at bats.
Well, here's the thing. He had a quick 1-2-3 first inning. It's the last 2 innings that have really got them in hot water.
And a walk to Teixeira. Now you look inside the numbers of Fister's year: 10-6, 3.42, but against the West he's 7-3, 2.31. Against all others in 8 starts, 3-3 with a 5.03. Opponents at 284 against them. They hit 82 points better than they do against the West batters. So Brent Strom, the pitching coach, comes out and will talk with his veteran right-hander. You know who the second guy to have Tommy John surgery was, Kenny? Brent Strom.
Yep.
And he didn't come back.
No, that's. It shows you. Well, it wasn't perfected as well as it is now. I mean, I'm sure that they've done so many of them. And Tommy John, the original, was so experimental. They weren't really sure how it was going to go. Dr. Job wasn't sure. It's funny you mention that because I'm reading the book now, The Arm. And it's very interesting to see how Tommy John, the procedure has, Tommy John surgery procedure has developed over the years. And one of the amazing things about it, more than 50% of the Tommy John surgeries are now done on high school kids and college kids, which means they're getting burnt out very early.
Grounded to first. Castro goes to second, 1, and that's all they'll get. Moving to third is Beltran.
Well, he gets it down to second and does get the force on Teixeira. Correa has to scramble a bit to take the reception, but he makes the play. And there are now 2 down.
You know, the one thing that's extraordinary about Tommy John surgery is the first time that was performed, it was almost performed to perfection. He pitched so long after that. He pitched longer after that than he did before. Here's Castro, runners on the corners. Slow roller, going to be a very tough play. Gonzalez charges, fires, not in time. Scoring is Beltran. It's an infield RBI single for Castro, and the Yankees lead 3-1.
Castro now with his second run batted into the ninth. First time it was a hard smash. This time he'll take this one as well. Hustling down the line, clearly safe at first base, and the Yankees have another run. Those 2-out RBI, doesn't matter how you get them. As you can see, Beltran scampering home with the run. Castro calls himself safe, and the Yankees have another run.
Headley takes a strike.
That was a dangerous pitch that Headley just fouled off. That was right there for the taking, and he fouled it off.
Oh-2 on Headley. And he steps out. And now Gaddis will go out and talk with Pfister. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the aforementioned New York Yankees. Fouled away.
Let's go back to the second inning. It wasn't Castro who drove in that run. It was Headley who drove it in. Didn't mean to take an RBI away from Chase.
Well, the infield single that gave Castro an RBI is 40th of the year. 40th ribby, not infield single. Swing and a miss. Headley down on strikes. But the Yankees get a run on 2 hits. 2 runners left. We go to the bottom of the third. 3-1 Yanks. This is brought to you in part by Kia, announcing the Kia Top Quality Sales Event. Visit TriStateKiaDealers.com to learn more. And by Heineken, open your world.
4th largest city in the country, Houston, Texas.
Yankees lead 3-1 as we start at the bottom of the third. It'll be 9-1-2 in the Astros order, starting with Jake Marisnick. Shows bunt, takes outside. 1-0. Last 11 games, Marisnick batting .355. But .213 overall.
Has a reputation of a solid defender, has plenty of speed. Last year he appeared in 133 games for the Astros. Not as many this year. He's not on that pace.
Well, with CC's strikeout of Gomez, he passed Mel Stoudemire on the Yankees strikeout list. He's 7th on the franchise all-time list. Next up, 18 strikeouts away, Mike Messina.
He also is the active strikeout leader in the major leagues. Of course, this is his 16th year in the majors.
Chopped to short, backhanded by Didi, and he makes a strong throw for the first out. And let's check out tonight's Cold Hard Facts. They're brought to you by Clean, Crisp Coors Light. And it's about the Yankee starters. They have been outstanding of late. In their last 9 games, the starters' one-loss record 6-1. ERA of 1.75. That's the best in baseball since July 17th. You see the walks to strikeout ratio. Opponents at .212 against them. And in 9 games, they've allowed 4 home runs. Michael Pineda was very good yesterday. Only mistake he made to this batter, George Springer, who hit a first pitch home run. in the first inning.
Yeah, I was talking to Austin Romine before the game in the Yankee clubhouse, and he was saying that his slider was outstanding. In fact, it was so good it beat him up a little bit. There were pitches in the dirt that the hitters were chasing. Very sharp slider last night. And I talked to Pineda briefly, and I said, great slider last night. And I said, keep it going that way. He said, yeah, don't change a thing. That big smile on his face, as he should have. Tremendous game.
Two and one. Sounds like a broken bat. Ground ball. More on Pineda. Here's Meredith Maragovitz.
Well, guys, you talked about how great that slider was for Michael Pineda last night, but they came in with a very definitive game plan. Austin Romine told me after the game that it wasn't just about that slider. It was the fact that he was able to elevate his fastball in the zone. They knew coming in that this Astros team likes to chase, likes to hit fastballs, so you have him looking down and away with the slider and then up in the zone with the fastball. That was a killer combination for Michael Pineda last night.
Yeah, I thought it was a good matchup for him because these Astro hitters are very aggressive. They lead the league in striking out. And he had a strikeout pitcher on the mound. So he had 8 strikeouts in his 7 innings. This is not your typical leadoff hitter, is it? You know, I've seen this before, but there was another 4 on the back of the hitter. Like Reggie Jackson. There's only one Mr. October. But 44 is a hitter's number. Reggie, the Hammer, Hank Aaron, Stretch McCovey, all Hall of Fame 44s.
What number did Gretchen have with the Orioles? Do you remember? Because I think he had 9.
Number
with the
9.
A's.
He had number 9. He had number 9 with the A's, and he had number 9 in Baltimore.
Just doesn't seem like a number 9.
Number 9's a Ted Williams wore number 9.
Roger Maris wore number 9.
Yeah, that's pretty good hitter's number 2.
This will be the 8th pitch of the at bat. Three and 2. That's CeCe's 4th 3-ball count to the first 10 hitters. And it's outside, so Springer wins that battle. Today's pitch count, it's 50, brought to you by the Acura Summer of Performance event. And it's 29 strikes and 21 balls. Here's Marwin Gonzalez, who hit a bullet over the Crawford boxes in the first inning for a solo home run. Pitch outside.
And it also gave him a 10-game hitting streak. So here's your number 9.
One thing we've seen from CeCe so far tonight, doesn't have many first pitch strikes, throwing a lot of pitches. Now, for those that are wondering, the Yankees do have Adam Warren here. He is reported, and they sent Chase and Shreve down to AAA, so Luis Severino is still with the club. 11 batters, only 3 first pitch strikes. That one's popped up. Teixeira is there for the second out. So that's going to bring up Jose Altuve, and it gives us a chance to tell you about the Dodge hitter scouting report.
Yeah, he's let's break him down. He hits pretty well in his home park, hitting 300 here, but look at his road average, 421. His day-night splits, doesn't matter, he rocks around the clock. He leads the league in hitting in day games, leads the league in hitting in night games. And Michael, he is down with OBP.
You know me.
Yeah, you know me too. I like OBP, and he is leading the league, or leading the major leagues in on-base percentage.
Altuve swings at the first pitch and hits it to right center, drifting over is Ellsbury. He'll make the play, and that will do it. No runs, no hits, no errors, or one man left. 3 in the books. 3-1 Yankees. Montefiore doing more in state-of-the-art healthcare, and it's about Aaron Judge. In 83 games, 261, 16 homers, and 54 ribbies, slugging at 469. He's not played since July 8th with the knee, and word is he's getting close. Any day now he will be back. So there is the injury report on Aaron Judge. Here's Aaron Hicks. Struck out in the second inning. Look who's here, the Admiral. David Robinson. Audi scoreboard 3-1 Yankees. Top of the 4th inning.
Naval Academy. When he went into the Naval Academy, he wanted to eventually be a submariner. But he grew too much. He grew like 5 inches, went over 7 feet. And there's not many 7-footers that are working in submarines. They're kind of tight spaces.
A-Rod and Teixeira. Well, he towers over A-Rod, and A-Rod's about 6'5".
Dylan Betances also talked to him a little bit. That was a little bit of a closer ratio.
Did he get a chance to stand next to Altuve? There he is with Dellin, who's 6'8".
You don't know if Altuve's standing around there somewhere.
1-2 count on Hicks, leading out the 4th inning. Fister deals. Ground ball up the middle, backhanded by Altuve, sets and fires.
Yeah, he does it all. Jose Altuve. Defense, offense. He's going to get his share of MVP votes if he doesn't win the award. Having a great year. On the backhand, straightens. Started the All-Star game for the American League the last 2 years at second base.
You know what I love about Altuve's success? No one can tell any kid of any size you can't make it in baseball.
They tried it once, didn't they?
Yep. They sent him home at a tryout. They sent him away. And he wouldn't listen and came back the next day. We've seen really good major league players who a little bit short. Doesn't matter. Freddie Patek. This kid's on a different level. Freddie Patek was a good player. He's great.
Yeah, Altuve is look at those ranks.
A lot of firsts there. Average hits, on base percentage, stolen base. Right back to Fister to retire Gardner. So Fister looking for a bounce back inning here. And here is Jacoby Ellsbury, popped up to short with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the second. So he's 0 for 2 so far tonight. Ground ball to third and a pop up to short. There's a strike. 3-1 Yankees lead. They won last night 2-1 the first game of this 3-game set.
They have two tall pitchers out there in this game. CeCe's about 6'7". Pfister is 6'8". You can only think back to the days when the mound was actually higher. They cut the mound down back in 1968. There was a dearth of offense, and they felt that cutting the height of the mound down would level things off for the hitters.
Kind of did the trick.
Yeah, it did.
There's a base hit. They had the shift on against Ellsbury, and he hits it right where the third baseman would have been. So that breaks an 0 for 13 for him, and it's a 2-out single.
He's now with 7 hits. Out over the plate. Ellsbury goes with it. Nobody home at third. Easy base hit.
Fly ball. Left field. Long run for Marisnick. And he makes the play. That retires Beltran. We told you Marisnick has saved 10 defensive runs. And that's a pretty nice play. Fighting with the fans, fighting with the wall, and hauling it in for the final out of the top of the fourth.
Marisnick. This is on Yesmo, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Look at the reaction of this lady right here. Oh my goodness. He didn't.
3-1 Yankees. Here's Carlos Correa. Swings at the first pitch and lofts it to center field. A lot of room out there. Ellsbury puts it away. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's going to bring up Evan Gattis. Balbuena, it was just told to us, right hamstring strain. He is day to day. It's a lot better than a knee injury.
Yeah, it is.
Gattis takes low.
You try and beat out an infield hit, you reach back for a little extra, and the hamstring went.
Did he go? No.
It's Ramon de Jesus who made the call. And it appears he made the right one. No appeal on that one. He went through. This famous hitter here who might be going in the Hall of Fame for the Astros with similar stance. Jeff Bagwell. And of course, he won the. He was an MVP, former MVP. I think it was 1994 with the Astros.
Caught by Teixeira for the second out.
Looked like a cutter got in on the hands of Gattis and took away the bat, and Teixeira took away the hit. This is on Yesmo. He tried to fight it off. You can see the bat had given way, and Teixeira with the ups. Even David Robinson was clapping on that one. Well, he probably wouldn't have to leave his feet.
That's right.
Yeah.
He would have crouched. Here's Bregman. And there's a strike to the rookie. 22 years old, major league debut last night. Second pick of the 2015 draft. Dansby Swanson was first. And the first position player from that draft to make it to the big leagues. And that's a pretty short cooking time for a prospect, 13 months.
Well, he did well in the minor leagues, or else he wouldn't have been. Wouldn't have been here so quickly.
Very few prospects are labeled can't miss. He's considered a can't miss. The 0-2.
Oh, he just saw him swinging this.
His grandfather, a lawyer, was instrumental in getting the Washington Senators to come to Texas, to become the Texas Rangers, and also instrumental in convincing Ted Williams to manage that team.
Whoa. Well, when the Rangers first got to Texas, they played in the old AA park. They expanded it by putting bleachers around the outfield fence. And that park used to be used when it was in the Texas League, and I played in that league. It was hot then. Still is.
I remember that park,
Yeah.
Kenny. And when I was a writer then, and you would have to leave the press box and go through the stands and then go underneath the stands to get to the clubhouse, and you really would dodge rats that were gigantic, like little ponies.
It was dark down there, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was not a fun walk back to the clubhouse, especially after a loss. You always go with somebody. You wouldn't walk by yourself.
Count 3-2.
And it was hotter under the stands than it was on the field.
Yeah, it was tough. That was a different ballpark.
Speaking of a different ballpark, they're getting a new one.
Amazing.
Yeah.
After what, 17 years?
Well, the park we're talking about is two ballparks ago.
Yeah. 3-2. So the ballpark they play in now, that was opened what, 17 years ago, I think?
I believe maybe 1917 to 19, somewhere in that range. 94
was the first year.
Yeah.
So it's 22 years. Time for a new one.
Yep.
Swing and a miss. Changeup. Bregman down on strike. Still looking for his first big league hit. CeCe strikes out the youngster, and we go to the fifth. 3-1, and that's on the Cadillac scoreboard. Yankees have 7 hits, and the Astros have just 1 against CeCe, and the one was a loud long one, the home run by Marwin Gonzalez in the first inning. Pitch inside to McCann. Foul bat. McCann is 1 for 2, a single and a run scored. Pitch count on Pfister climbing. He's at 82. Season high for Pfister is 113 pitches. And that hit him. So McCann will take first.
Down in breaking ball. Pfister's looking in there like, did that really happen? Yep, got him on the toe.
Here's Teixeira. Double, run scored, and a walk. And a base hit. Kenny was saying earlier, taking the ball to left field usually a sign that the swing is coming around.
And back through the middle when you're struggling, that's what they tell you to do. Just try and hit it right back where it came from. And it makes you stay on the ball a little bit more. He's going to make enough mistakes inside that he'll be able to pull it. Another pitch out over the plate. Good hitting, Mark Teixeira. And with the shift on, there's only one man on the left side. He wasn't even in the frame, couldn't get to it. But the Yankees have 2 men on, nobody out here in the 5th.
Some action in the Astros bullpen. They have 7 righties, 1 lefty out there. They carry 8 relievers. That's why they only have a 3-man bench. Pitch to Didi is up and away. It's Chris Davinsky.
Saw Didi's reaction after he fouled that pitch off. Looked like his swing is a little long. Just trying to trust your hands to get the bat through. Try and do too much, swing gets longer.
Nice play by Castro. First game ever at first.
Whoa. And
he took a double away and steps on the bag, but the runners move up.
He made that play like he's been there for years. Robbing Didi Gregorius of an extra base hit. Ball's hit pretty hard. The runners will move up and even look towards second to see if there was a play there. Nice play by the catcher turned first baseman. But the runners move up.
And a quick trip to the mound by A.J. Hinch. The entire infield is joined in. He's got 2 catchers to help through, Gaddis and Castro. But Hinch doing most of the talking. It could be, do you want to walk Castro to set up the double play, load the bases?
Well, here's the deal. Castro has 2 hits. I know one of them was an infield single, but Headley's got a hit and an RBI as well. So it should be interesting to see what they do here. And Headley's a left-handed hitter. Where are they going to play the infield? It looks like they're going to be in the middle infield about halfway.
So they go after Castro, and the breaking ball is low, 1-0.
Castro, you got to be patient here. They might be just trying to see if he'll nibble. Try and nibble and see if Castro will leave the strike zone, hit something soft. There's 2 balls in the dirt. And that kind of tells me they're semi-pitching around it. Sometimes Castro is not the most disciplined hitter. And they're trying to make him chase. Now they're going to put him on. Yep. Yeah, they weren't going to give him anything.
So that's the unintentional, then intentional walk. So Headley knows exactly what went on in front of him. So it's a challenge for him. Now, since the 2nd inning, the Yankees have had 12 runners reach base in 2 1/3 innings. They'd like to build on this 3-1 lead. Here's Headley, who's 1 for 2. Fly ball, center field. Gomez has a good arm. Tagging is McCann. Here's the throw. Not a good throw. And moving to third is Teixeira. It's a sac fly for Headley, and it's 4-1 Yankees.
Well, Gomez, who has one of the better arms, he looks in disbelief like, did I just do that? The throw was offline. Joe Espada was going to make him throw the runner out, and he wasn't able to do it. That was medium center field, and Cargo, as he's known, has a better arm than that. Didn't get into that one. Yankees get another run.
So first and third, now 2 outs. Here's Aaron Hicks. There's a base hit to right field. It'll go into the corner. Scoring easily is Teixeira. Castro hustling around third. They're sending him home. The throw is cut off. Throw to third, not in time. And the Yankees lead 6-1. 2 ribbies for Hicks, and the Yankees have given Sabathia a comfortable 6-1 lead.
Well, we mentioned the fact that Pfister, in 16 of his starts, had only given up 3 runs or less. Tonight is now one of them. Ripped by Castro and into the corner, and that's set. Castro in motion from first. Teixeira scored easily from third. Here comes the throw to the plate. Castro is in, and the Yankees are up 6-1.
And A.J. Hinch makes the Verizon call to the bullpen. Davinsky will come in. Pfister departs. Brought to you by T-Mobile. Prince Fielder expected to have season-ending neck surgery, second time neck surgery. Trevor Rosenthal placed on the 15-day DL for the Cardinals. Shoulder inflammation. Ryan Zimmerman activated from the 15-day DL for the Nats with a rib cage injury. Chris Davinsky deals to Gardner and a strike. He's one of 3 American League relievers who have not allowed an inherited runner to score. See his numbers otherwise. He's got a runner at third. 0-2. So Pfister did not have it.
Outside of the first inning, when he had the Yankees 1-2-3, he struggled in every other inning. Yankees put at least 1 man on base against him. A lot of balls that were, a lot of his pitches hit hard.
Fly ball, center field. Gomez is there, and that'll do it. Well, the Yankees get 3 runs. They leave a runner on third base. They knock out Pfister. We're halfway through. They're up 6-1. Volkswagen, hurry in and get a great deal during the Volkswagen Model Year-End event by People's United Bank N.A. Thumbs up for quick balance with Touch ID on your mobile phone. And by your Tri-Honda dealers, hurry to your local Tri-Honda dealer for great deals on the 2016 models. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning on the Cadillac scoreboard. Yankees 6 and the Astros 1. The train conductor just hanging out.
What'd you say in our open?
Orange, you glad you're watching?
There you go. That's what he's doing, watching oranges.
Here is Jason Castro, who took over from Valbuena. Swings at the first pitch and grounds it to Castro. And there's one away. So Castro to Castro. Boy, you talk about the best trades or the trades that you don't make. How fortunate were the Mets last year? Right before the trade deadline, they made a trade for Carlos Gomez. It was reported that it was done, but it wasn't done. The Mets did not like some of the medicals they got on Gomez, particularly about his hip, and they voided the deal. Now, it had not been done yet, but it had been reported as done. And after they didn't get Gomez, they moved on to get Cespedes, who helped them get to the World Series. So imagine if they had gotten Gomez, who really is having a terrible year this year.
And eventually they re-signed Cespedes.
Yep.
And Gomez is a free agent after this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I mean, they were so sure that it was done. If you remember, there was a photo of Gomez with his Brewer teammates that was tweeted out saying bye. And, you know, they pretty much said he was heading to the Mets. There's a base hit through the left side for Gomez.
Sabathia wants a new baseball. It's only the second hit he's given up.
Gonzalez's home run the other. Here is Marisnik. As we go back to the top of the order, Marisnik 0 for 1 with a walk. Well, they are jumping on pitches early in the count as Marisnik fouls it away. Marisnik swings at the first pitch 41% of the time and hitting over 400 when he puts that first pitch in play.
Which tells you he's not hitting much if he doesn't put it in play, because his average is barely over 200. So from that point on, if he fouls it off, it's been a tough go for Jake Marisnik.
Fly ball, right field. Hicks is there. 2 down.
Talked about Springer going to the University of Connecticut, a #1 draft by these Astros. It's the highest any player has ever been drafted out of the University of Connecticut in baseball. They've had some #1 picks in basketball on both the men's and women's programs.
Time is called as McCann wants to talk with CC. His hometown is New Britain, Connecticut. Foul back. all the way.
Yeah, New Britain's kind of in the middle of Connecticut, so I'm sure that's on the borderline between the Red Sox and Yankee fans. That might be a town where they have split allegiances within households.
Or fights.
Well, I'll go with the split allegiances. You got to hope they have more than one television.
True. Strike three. Springer down looking. No runs, a hit, no errors, one man left. 5 strong for Sabathia. We go to the 6th. Yankees up 6-1. Everybody, go to papajohns.com tomorrow to receive 50% off the regular menu price of all pizzas online with promo code Yankees6. So we go to the 6th. Jacoby Ellsbury leads off. He swings at the first pitch and hits a fly ball to deep left. That ball is going to be high off the big scoreboard. Ellsbury going for 2, and he will make it a leadoff double. Not much room out there in left field, so Marisnik knew it was going to be off the wall, turned and played it, but it was caroming over his head. He was backed up by Gomez.
Don't you get the feel of the Green Monster? Maybe not quite as high, but you get that feeling with the scoreboard there. It's like they cut the Green Monster in half. All the scoreboard, and then above it is all the green part of the monster. And Ellsbury's going to turn this into a 2-base hit. Yeah, maybe a third of the monster.
Runner goes, throw to third. He's out. You cannot make the first out at third base. You just can't. That's the golden rule, because an out would make you get to third with 1 out. So unless you're going to make it standing, you can't go.
Yeah, exactly. He thought he could make it. Good throw by Gaddis. And there's the tag by Gonzalez. Ball is there in plenty of time. Wasn't even close at third base.
And especially with Beltran.
Yeah, he figured he might pull the ball and move you to third anyway. But if you're going to take a chance, you should have a lead. You know, you can't do that when you're behind.
And a wave through that one as Beltran goes down on strikes. How about this stat, Kenny?
Tell me.
Gaddis has thrown out 9 of 19 base stealers. Pretty good.
Yeah, it is. For somebody who doesn't catch all that often.
There's his former teammate, Brian McCann. Gaddis, that is, and there's a strike. Grounded up the middle, just missed hitting second. Correa fields, and that will do it. No runs a hit, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 6-1 Yankees. Pictures brought to you by Fios. Fios is not cable. We're wired differently. Visit getfios.com. Tanaka gets to start against Lance McCullers, son of a former Yankee. Our coverage will begin at 7 p.m. right here on Yes. All right, we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and Marwin Gonzalez will start it off. 2, 3, and 4 in the Astros order against the Yankees veteran lefty. That one is popped up and out of play. First time through the order, CC threw 2 of 9 first pitch strikes. Second time through the order, he threw 7 of 9 first pitch strikes, and there was another first pitch strike to Marwin Gonzalez.
So now he's starting to jump ahead of the hitters.
Right. Third time, it's now 2 for 2.
Now it usually means you're getting outs more successfully. He's had a good 2-seamer tonight. Ball moving away. That was the pitch that Gonzalez just fouled off.
Now, Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry will certainly keep you up to date on this, but the teams in front of the Yankees, one of the teams in front of the Yankees, the Astros, they're leading the Astros 6-1. The Blue Jays are in front, and they're tied with the Padres 4-4, bottom of the 9th inning. The Red Sox, top of the 7th inning, trail the Tigers 9-8.
Sounds like a Fenway Park game.
Now the wild card race coming into tonight. The Red Sox have the first wild card. Orioles are in first place. The Blue Jays 2 games back in the loss column. The Astros a game and a half behind. The Tigers 4, the Yankees 4.5. But the Tigers, the Yanks essentially tied with 48 losses. And it wasn't a tough trip for Melvin Upton Jr. He went from one clubhouse to the other in Rogers Center, from the Padres to the Blue Jays. You can't realistically take the 3 days you're allowed when you're that close.
Well, unless he wanted to get to know the city, just hang out around downtown Toronto. But from my understanding, look, Interleague's been around since 1997.
Yeah.
It's the first time that San Diego's ever played in Toronto.
Also, another team in front of the Yankees, the Orioles, lost today 6-3 to the Rockies. Ground ball is short. 1 away.
I wonder if San Diego and Toronto are the 2 cities in the major leagues that are the furthest apart.
San Diego and Toronto.
You got
how about
Tampa Bay and Seattle?
Seattle and Miami.
Yes, yeah. That's still not a plane ride you want to take every day.
Because you're throwing customs too.
Yeah, that's make it a little longer.
Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Altuve.
He's worked the cutter in, the 2-seamer away. A few 4-seam fastballs. And his ability to strike, drop in strikes have picked up. When we first looked at it, the ratio of ball to strike wasn't all that good. I think he's picked up the pace as far as getting the ball over the plate and get ahead of hitters.
High fly ball, left center. Gardner puts it away for the 2nd out.
Kept it off the fat of the bat, off the end. Altuve couldn't drive it. Didn't have that solid sound when he hit it. We talked about CC and the soft contact. Yep, right off the end of the bat. Just a few inches from the sweet spot, but it was enough to get a soft fly ball to left field.
Grounded to third. Headley gets Correa. And the Astros go down in order 1, 2, 3. We go to the 7th. 6-1 Yankees. Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you've come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. Includes a free subscription to @Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. GMC scoreboard, 6-1 Yanks. Teixeira with a fly ball to right. Catch is made. One away.
Just a little bit out in front. Like the way he's swinging the bat tonight. He's been on base all 3 times. Yankees could certainly use a hot Mark Teixeira going down the stretch.
How about this bit of information, Kenny, about walking from one clubhouse to the next? Melvin Upton Jr. got traded from the Padres to Toronto.
Gotcha.
He didn't walk from one clubhouse to the next. He had to go to Buffalo to get a work visa so he could work for the Blue Jays. How about that?
Now, I thought that the Blue Jays were given a certain amount of visas at the beginning of the year. Maybe they used them all.
Probably.
He had to go to Buffalo?
He pinch hit tonight and was 0 for 1.
It's just some red tape, huh?
Broken bat, fly ball, shallow right. It's going to dunk in front of Springer. So Didi gets his first hit of the night.
I'm looking at my scorecard. You know what, Michael? With Didi's hit now, there's only one Yankee starter who's not joined the party.
Gardner.
Yeah.
He's going to be very upset.
He's going to get a chance, though. He's going to get another shot at it. Astros got a chance for a very good night. He's got 2 hits now. He's got a good night going. Davinsky's done a pretty good job of changing speeds. It's kind of a helicopter swing by Castro.
Fister started. Davinsky came on, get the final out of the 5th. One and 2. Punched out to right field. Springer there. Heading back to first is Didi. We're in the 7th. The Yankees lead 6-1, trying to take the second game of this 3-game set. They won last night 2-1. A little more breathing room tonight. Chase Headley swings and misses.
Yeah, I talked to Chase Headley before the game about becoming the all-time leader in hits for a player born in Colorado. He kind of took it in stride.
Fly ball, left field. Marisnik will make the catch up against the scoreboard for the final out of the 7th. No runs to hit, no errors. One man left at the end of 6.5. Time for the 7th inning stretch. 6-1 Yanks. Guys, the fact that their starters are pitching extraordinarily well. GMC scoreboard, they lead 6-1 here in the middle game of this 3-game set. I didn't realize that that John was with the guys, so that makes the postgame even more of a must-watch. And of course, Meredith Marakovitz.
Inside from Flash is always priceless.
Evan Gattis fouls it off. Two and two.
Gattis couldn't check the swing on a high fastball. Joe Girardi certainly has to be thrilled with the way his starters have been pitching tonight. The offense has come alive. 6 runs on 11 hits.
High drive, left center field. That ball is gone. A long home run for Gattis. And now the Yankees lead by 4, 6-2. '17th home run for Gattis. 42nd run batted in. A long blast to left center.
Now let's see the location. This one was kind of middle. And Gattis is the type of hitter, when he puts a charge into it, it usually gets out of any ballpark. 18 hits at home, 11 of them are home runs.
Soft ground ball to Castro. And he gets Bregman for the first out. Swarzak's up for the Yanks. Whatever Headley said, he just cracked CeCe up. CeCe broke into a big smile. So here is Jason Castro. Right to Teixeira for the second out. Bob Lorenz has more to tell us. Bob? Thank you, Bob. So the Yankees, if they hold on, can gain a game on the first place O's. And now looking toward Toronto and Boston. And that one is lined to right field. It's a base hit. So Gomez picks up his second hit of the night. And that is going to do it, as Joe Girardi will call on Swarzak. 103 pitches for Sabathia. He'll leave leading 6-2.
It's Anthony Swarzak now on the mound for the Yankees. A little bit of a different look for him. He's now wearing number 41, and his wife had a great sense of humor about it. Elizabeth tweeted out earlier today, "Jerseys for sale like new condition." Adorable picture there. Adam Warren actually wearing 43. Now, he was asked what type of king's ransom did he have to pay Swarzak to get that number, and he's just smiled and said, "Nothing yet, but I'm sure something is in the works, so time will tell with that." But of course, Adam Warren in that bullpen wearing number 43, available tonight.
Now you have more on Adam Warren, right, who's in the bullpen tonight.
Adam Warren is excited to be back. He said it feels like he's been away for like a week or two and just kind of picking up where he left off. I asked him, his ERA not great in Chicago, struggled a little bit, a 5.19 ERA so far this season. He said he just felt like he could never really get comfortable. He didn't really know exactly when Joe Maddon was going to use him. He attributed that due to the National League a little bit. Also, Maddon likes to go with specific matchups, so he felt like he never really got in a routine. He'd go in, he'd get behind in counts, and really just wasn't able to battle his way back. So he had a long conversation with Larry Rothschild today. He's going to work on a few things, but is very optimistic about the rest of the season.
Preston Tucker will pinch hit for Marisnik, and he swings and misses against Swarzak. And Adam Warren is up.
Tucker started last night's ball game here in left field. And he took an 0 for 4 in last night's game. A couple of strikeouts.
Pitch outside, 1-1. So Marisnik, while he was in there, ground ball to short and a fly ball to right. They go to extra innings in Toronto, tied at 4. They go to the bottom of the 8th inning at Fenway, and the Tigers lead 9-8. Did he go? No, he did not, said the third base umpire, Dana DeMuth.
You know, I like the way the emphatic way that McCann asks for the appeal, as if he's going to influence the umpire at third base to make the call. Now, Dana DeMuth is a veteran umpire. Now, this is in slow motion, but he comes up right away. Can we have that, please?
So the count 3-1 on the pinch hitter. 6-2 Yankees lead. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Yankees 2 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, 3 in the 5th. Astros 1 in the 1st and 1 here in the 7th at 6-2. Runner on first, 2 outs. 3-1. 3-2.
Shara reminds Swarzak he's going to be playing behind the run. The run will be going 3-2 with 2 outs. Not holding Gomez.
Gomez goes. Swing and a miss. And Tucker down on strikes. So Swarzak ends the inning. 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 man left. We'll go to the 8th. Yankees lead this one 6-2. By your local Nissan dealer, 6-11-0 Yanks, 2-4-0 for the Astros. Sabathia, 6 2/3, pitched very well, 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Fister did not pitch well today, 4 2/3, 9 hits, 6 runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Hicks with a 2-run triple. I think they scored a triple, and Gonzalez a solo home run for the Astros. Tony Sipp takes over, and Hicks will turn around to the right side. I actually agree with the graphic because I thought that Hicks would have stopped at second if the throw was not coming home. But the official scorer said that he got a triple, and that's his first of the year. Hyundai scoreboard 6-2. Yankees over the Astros. Oh, 2.
Tony Sipp had a very good year last year for the Astros with a 1.99 ERA in 60 games. Only allowed 41 hits in 54 1/3 innings and 5 home runs. He's not having as good a year this year.
And down goes Hicks, 1 away.
Now, before the game, I was walking near the Yankee dugout, and there were a crowd of folks behind home plate like they have in many ballparks, and a lady came up to me, and it was Tony Sipp's aunt. And she didn't know who I was, but she wanted to have a selfie taken with me. So I took a picture with her. She told me, I think her name was Teresa Davis. She's from Mississippi. That's where Tony Sipp is from.
But she didn't know who you were.
I don't know. I had a suit on, so I looked like I was authoritative.
So she goes up to every person with a suit and takes selfies with them?
At least this one.
Wow, she would have really a lot of pictures on Wall Street. I think she just went for a good-looking guy.
Well, I don't know about that, but she also took a picture of my credential just so she knew what my name was.
Okay.
Yeah, so she can figure that out later. Nice lady. She was very polite.
You live some life, Ken.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not the life it used to be.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, you're right.
Gardner, as Kenny likes to say, the only one looking into the party with an 0 for 3. Has been on base, though, with a walk.
Yeah.
Every other Yankee starter's had a hit. Yankees lead 6-2. Strike 3. Gardner down looking, so 2 strikeouts for Sipp. With only 1 left-hander in the bullpen, Hinch really has to pick his spots, and this is the spot in the Yankee lineup. You turn Hicks around to the right side, which is supposedly his more dangerous side, but has not been that case this year. Then you got 2 lefties at the top, Gardner and Ellsbury, and if you can get past Beltran, you have McCann.
You see, that's the sort of thing that the Yankees have had to deal with all season long when managers have that lefty option in the bullpen. Usually it's later in ball games when Gardner and Ellsbury come up. And also, you know, we told you Sipp's not having the year he had last year. Maybe this is one of those innings where you can get a little bit more confidence. His ERA was under 2 last year. It's just under 5 this year.
So Ellsbury, who was 0 for his first 2 and then 0 for his last 11, got a single to left and then double to left. So maybe he's starting to come out of it. A strike, 3-1. Now 3-2.
Ellsbury, after fouling that ball off, looked at Mike Estabrook, the home plate umpire, said that was a strike, and Estabrook confirmed.
Three-two. Up the middle, a base hit. So Ellsbury is 3 for 5.
Yeah, very good night. 3 hits. Right back where it came from. Line drive through the middle. So two singles and a double tonight for Jacoby Ellsbury. Maybe he's starting to come out of it a bit. He came into the night 6 for 41.
There's a changeup. 0-1. Michael Feliz is up for the Astros. But even if Sip loses Beltran, they'll keep him in to face McCann. (6-12-0) for the Yankees. They've left 8 runners on base, and the Astros 2-4-0, leaving 4 runners on base. Another change, 0-2.
Beltran fishing on these pitches, well out of the strike zone. Selling that changeup very well. You know what? It looks like a splitter, the grip that he has.
And the pitch. That is a base hit to center field for Beltran. Carlos with 2 more hits. As Ellsbury stops at second, that'll bring up McCann.
Yeah, Beltran able to stay back a little bit longer on that one, and this one was closer to the strike zone. He just flips it into center field for his 2nd hit of the night. Yep, it's a splitter. This one hung a little bit. I like the reaction. After swinging and missing the first 2 by quite a bit, he gets a base hit.
Well, with runners in scoring position tonight, Yankees are 4 for 10. The Astros have not had a runner in scoring position. Strike. Astros runs on the home run. Astros have scored 3 runs in this series so far, all via solo home run. Oh, and 2. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss. So 3 strikeouts for Sip as McCann goes down on strikes. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Yankees up 6-2.
Between the Yankees and the Astros here at Minute Maid Park. Coverage starts at 7 with the Audi batting practice today and the Chevy pregame. We're back with all the action right here on Yes and streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
On the Hyundai scoreboard, Yankees 6, Houston 2. Anthony Swarzak came on to get the final out of the 7th inning. Now out there to pitch the 8th. And he'll start with George Springer. And a strike.
Those 22 home runs, or a team leading 22 for Springer. Couple of good sliders to start him off, both for strikes. Swarzak has a good enough fastball, but his slider is very, very good. Springer's strikeout by CC Sabathia in the 5th inning when he was caught looking was the 100th time that he has struck out this year.
One, 2. Swing and a miss. Springer down on strikes. Hey fans, Fox Sports Go is now available for Fios and Frontier customers. So if you can't catch the Yankees games on TV, now you can stream them live on your mobile device wherever you go. Just download the app and sign in with your subscriber information. Fox Sports Go is available for DirecTV, Optimum, Time Warner Cable, and now Fios and Frontier customers. Here is Marwin Gonzalez. Has a home run tonight. That was in the 1st inning. And now he has a home run here in the 8th inning. One from the right side, one from the left. And it is 6-3 Yankees.
And now he's in double figures at home runs. It's number 9 in the 1st inning and number 10 here in the 8th. That was right there. And he was quick. The effort by Hicks was about 5 rows back. So another solo home run for the Houston Astros.
All 4 runs. Dellin Betances is up. So 2 solo home runs for Marwin Gonzalez, and he actually started his career with 25 consecutive solo home runs. Altuve fouls one off.
You know, it's not as hard as you think, because I think at one time I hit 13 in a row. 13 solos in a row.
Wasn't anybody getting on him for you?
Well, that was the year I was leading off in Baltimore.
Okay.
So that took away at least one opportunity with a man on base.
And then the pitcher is hitting in front of you in the other opportunities.
No, not in Baltimore.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Unless the rules changed that year.
First career multi-home run game for Gonzalez. What was the thought process for Earl to to have a guy lead off who was a run producer.
Who had 1 year in Montreal driven in 100 runs. Let's see if he swings on this pitch.
Well, he held up.
The thought process was that I walked a lot, and that's why he put me at the top of the order. He said, I only have 2 guys who walk. You'll bat first, Bobby Grich will bat second.
Altuve down on strikes.
3rd strikeout for Swarzak. Every out he's gotten tonight has been a strikeout. And let's see if it's that slider again. Oh, that's a dandy. Altuve with the wave and the miss. That year I stole 3 bases.
Nice.
Yeah, it was.
So Altuve 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Here's Correa. And a strike.
Good downward action on that slider tonight. Sometimes it's got a little more side to side, but this one's quickness. Straight down almost.
And the 2-1. 2-2. Correa walked in the first, fly ball to center in the 4th, grounded to 3rd in the 6th.
There used to be a reliever primarily with the Phillies named Mike. Don't call me Michael Jackson. And every pitch he threw was a slider. He just relied on that pitch. It was a good one.
So he was, with that pitch, challenging you to beat it.
Yeah.
Pitch for Seattle, too, right?
Yeah, he did. He might have been with Seattle before Philadelphia.
San Diego scored 2 runs in the 11th inning and now leads Toronto 6-4 going into the bottom of the 11th inning. And Detroit has beaten Boston 9-8. So Correa walks to keep the inning alive. And that brings up the dangerous Gaddis, and I don't think Joe Girardi wants any part of Swarzak facing Gaddis. So he is going to call on Dellin Betances to get this big out. Yankees lead this one 6-3. Official hospital of the New York Yankees. Amazing things are happening here.
Yeah, bottom of the 8th inning last night. Betances comes in. He gets Tucker swinging. Altuve looking. And Correa swinging. Set him down like 3 flat tires. 3 strikeouts last night for Dellin Betances.
'50th game for Dellin. 88 strikeouts in 50 innings. 35 hits and 13 walks, so 48 base runners in those 50 innings. He's allowed 3 home runs. So a game that Yankees led at 1.61, now at 6-3. Runner at first base, 2 men out, and the power hitting Evan Gaddis at the plate. Had a home run his last time up against CeCe. He has 17 on the season. 2-0. Three and 0 on Gaddis. And the rookie, Bregman, is on deck. And the pitch. There's a strike.
3-0 pitch is right there over the inside corner for a called strike.
And that one's in the dirt, so a walk to Gaddis. And that puts a runner in scoring position for the first time tonight for the Astros. And the kid looking for his first big league hit comes up in another big spot. He came up with the bases loaded yesterday. And this crowd really wants something for this kid as they give a standing ovation to the 22-year-old rookie who started his big league career yesterday. No such thing as laughers this year. Everything becomes a nail biter. That's what this is now. And the breaking ball to Bregman is a strike. Considered by most publications to be the top prospect in baseball. The 0-1. 1-1, a little bit high. First and second. Bregman's the tying run at the plate. Yankees have 13 hits, Astros just 5. 99 past Bregman. 1-2.
Young man kind of rocketed through the system for the Astros. Very impressive in the minor leagues. Mom trying to get a momentum for later on. And just dropped a little outside.
And the 2-2. Correa at second. Gaddis at first. 2 men out. Bottom of the 8th inning. 1 run already in. Yankees lead 6-3. The 6'8" right-hander deals the 2-2. 3-2. That'll release the runners. 3-2, 2 outs. Missed inside, and the bases are loaded.
The Yankees are having a tough time putting this third out on the board here in the 8th inning. 3 consecutive walks with 2 outs.
Correa is at third. Gaddis at second. Bregman at first. And that'll bring up Jason Castro. He did not start this game. He came in when Luis Valbuena got hurt on a ground ball to short. Hamstring injury. And there's a strike. So since coming in and playing first base for the first time in the major leagues, Castro is 0 for 2. But a big spot right here. The tying runs are on base. There's a breaking ball strike, so Betances quickly ahead 0-2.
Showed him a fastball, got ahead, drops a curveball over, and now is really ahead. He's got Castro in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes.
And the pitch. Strike 3, he got him. Got him with a breaking ball, dropped it on the inside corner. And Betances works out of trouble as the Astros leave the bases loaded. We'll go to the 9th. Yankees up by 3. Marquee soccer matchup is league-leading goal scorer David Villa and rookie sensation 19-year-old Jack Harrison lead first-place New York City FC into battle against former U.S. national team goalkeeper Tim Howard and the Colorado Rapids. Watch all the action live beginning at 3. It's right here on Yes. Michael Feliz will take over. 4th pitcher used by A.J. Hinch.
Well, his one-loss record would tell you he's having a good year out of the bullpen, and he's been coming into games at the right time. His ERA a little high, over 4. A hard-throwing right-hander.
As we start at the top of the 9th inning, the Hyundai scoreboard shows you Yankees 3, Yankees 6 and the Astros 3. It'll be Teixeira, Gregorius, and Castro here in the 9th. Girardi would like some runs, so he doesn't have to go to Miller again. Right now it's a save situation. Yankees up by 3. And there's a strike to Teixeira. Mark's 2 for 3 today, and Andrew is warming up. A couple of runs scored, a double, a single. Also walked. It's fouled away.
Really, the bottom part of the order for the Yankees, well, you can start with McCann because he scored a couple of runs, has had a hit. But from Teixeira on down, been very productive tonight.
Swing and a miss. Teixeira down on strikes.
Gregorius has a run batted in, so does Castro. Headley has 2, and Hicks has a couple.
Now, if you want to look ahead to the bottom of the 9th, it'll be 8, 9, and 1 for the Astros. Gomez, Tucker, and Springer. At this point, it looks like against Andrew Miller. Here's Didi. Didi, a sac fly in the 2nd. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd, grounded to first in the 5th, and then singled to right in the 7th. You can see Feliz throws hard. Every team just keeps bringing guys who throw in the upper 90s out of the pen.
It's almost as if you don't throw 95 miles an hour, you don't qualify to be a reliever. The radar guns have kind of taken over from the 6th inning on.
And it puts more pressure to get that lead after 6, because you know every team can trot out that sort of guy.
Now, if you can combine the ability to throw as hard as some of these pitchers do with the ability to throw the ball exactly where you want to, then you got yourself a real pitcher. You know, some of these guys, they throw hard and they're more or less just throwers.
Threw that one right by Gregorius. 2 away.
2 batters, 2 strikeouts. Nothing fancy there. Just see if you can hit it. Just too quick.
Wow, this has turned into a very big game for the Yankees. The Red Sox have lost. San Diego leads Toronto in the 11th 6-4. And if they beat the Astros, the only team in front of them that won was Detroit, and they're essentially tied with Detroit in the loss column. So you have to take advantage of nights like this, and so far the Yankees are 3 outs away from doing that. And he comes in and just blows the Yankees away. He strikes out the side. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Yankees 6, Astros 3. Andrew Miller will come on.
Save of the season last night. After giving up a hit, he picks up this strikeout. The Yankees almost turned a double play, and then they did. 6-4-3, ball game over. Miller with his ace save. The Yankees with a 2-1 win. And that was in the opening game of the series last night here at Minute Maid Park. Miller's back in there again tonight.
Now, don't count your Toronto chickens yet, because Toronto has scored 2. It was the 12th, not the 11th, in the bottom of the 12th. So it's tied at 6 against San Diego, and they are still batting in the bottom of the 12th inning. So here is Miller, his 44th game, 8 of 10 in save opportunities. Remember, he was a closer in April when Chapman was serving his suspension after violating the domestic violence policy. And then Miller gladly accepted the role of 8th inning and Betances 7th, and now he's moved up an inning, as has Dellin. Now Toronto scored another run, so they win that game, the Blue Jays, by a score of 7-6. So that's the team in front of them, along with the Tigers, that win. The Yankees have to worry about their own house right here and close this one out, as the first pitch to Gomez is low and inside. And a strike. So the Orioles have lost, and the Red Sox have lost, and if the Yankees hold on, the Astros will have lost. 1-1. Chop to short. Nice hop for Gregorius. And there's one away here in the 9th. And that'll bring up Tucker. He pinch hit in the 7th inning and struck out.
And now he gets the chance to face a tough left-hander in Andrew Miller.
And you might say, well, why are they not pinch hitting? They only have lefties on the bench, and
only one player left.
Only one player left. That's Colby Rasmus. So they started the game with 3 lefties on the bench, and they have a very short bench because they carry 8 relievers. And Rasmus is 0 for his last 28. This is the Yankees' 100th game of the year. And no matter what they do in this game, at the end of 100 games, they'll be over 500. And that would be the 24th straight season that they've been an over 500 team after 100 games. An incredible run for this franchise. The Yankees looking to go 4 games over where they haven't been. They're 51-48. Fly ball, left field, long run for Headley. He can't make the play. And then he runs into the wall. Let's see if he's okay. A head-first dive and went into the wall. He's up.
Thank goodness in this day and age, all these walls are padded. It looked like he got his hands out to break his slide into the wall.
And his left shoulder before his head hit.
Yeah, that's certainly gets an A for effort, even though he didn't come up with the ball, just a little too far away. You know, maybe coming off the grass and going onto the warning track there threw him off a bit as far as his footwork is concerned.
2-2. Fouled away. The Yankees, before the series against Cleveland, the series right before the All-Star break, had struggled this year against teams over 500. They took 3 out of 4 from Cleveland, 3 out of 4 from the Orioles. They did lose 2 out of 3 to Boston, and then they took 2 out of 3 from the Giants. That one's passed to Shera, and into right field, a base hit for Tucker. He's going for 2, and Hicks bobbled. He might have had a play if he didn't bobble, but that's a double for Tucker against a tough left-hander. Nice piece of hitting.
Miller didn't get that pitch where he wanted to. It kind of hung in the middle of the plate. He's trying to get it down and away. You can see it kind of right there as Tucker stayed with it. Hit it hard past to Shera. That was a feat in itself. This is a ball that just refused to be picked up or caught. And in his haste to make the play, Tucker's in the second with a 2-base hit.
So here's George Springer with a runner on second. 1 man out. Springer's 0 for 3 with a walk tonight. Way inside. 1-0.
All of a sudden he had a pair of dancing shoes on. Look how quickly he got out of the way.
Chop foul.
You know, watching Springer over these last few years, it's still early in his career. I have yet to see him take a weak swing. It's one of those all or nothing type swings. Now he does strike out a lot. He does have power.
One. 1-2.
It's the old adage, swing hard in case you hit it.
He's hit it hard 22 times.
Yeah, he has. And including that leadoff home run last night on the first pitch from Michael Pineda. And that set an Astros record. They got 11 leadoff home runs this year. But the record is held by the Yankees. In 2003, they had 15 leadoff homers, leading off a ball game with a home run.
Miller gets the sign from McCann and pitches. Strike 3, and Springer knew it. And the Yankees are an out away. 2 down here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Here's a look at that last pitch. Wasn't a slider, it was a fastball. Evidently Springer was looking for the slide piece and didn't get it.
Well, here is Marwin Gonzalez. He's homered from both sides of the plate tonight. His first multi-home run game, both home run solo shots. Runner at second, 2 men out. 0-1. Last 3 games for the Astros, they've hit 9 home runs, 7 of them solo. 6-3 Yankees, bottom of the 9th. Middle game of this 3-game set. Yankees won 2-1 last night. They lead this one 6-3. Miller deals. And the Astros are down to their final strike. Tucker's at second. Yankees play Gonzalez straight away. swing and a miss, and the Yankees win the game 6-3. Miller now is down for the second straight night. The Yankees beat the Astros for the second straight night, and they have gained 2 games on the Astros in as many nights and will try for the sweep tomorrow.
Here's a look at the last pitch. He went to the slider on Gonzalez, puts him away. And the Yankees have ensured a series win here in Houston by taking the first 2 games of this series, with a chance for a sweep tomorrow.
So a productive night for the Yankees, gaining on the Orioles and